18, right?
Yeah. So yeah, I remember thinking, and it's funny because I was actually reminded of this picture, and it's a picture that like the journey you think that you've got is like a straight line from A to B, and then what it actually looks like is like a whole bunch of ups and downs. Sometimes the line's broken, sometimes it goes missing. But yeah, I in my mind, I was going from A to B, and that was it. Like there was no question, no regard, like there was nothing else that was going to stop me because I was so determined to train and get everything right. When in fact there was a whole bunch of other stuff that I just forgot was always going to happen. So yeah, when the 2018 season rolled around, and it was after Com Games as well too, which was not the best experience ever, enjoyable. And I felt like I was so looking forward to just getting back and just playing. Like it was something I was so looking forward to, and then all of a sudden I wasn't playing. And I was like, well, in my mind, it was so simple, and I was here already, and like I was back, and I was a silver fern again, and had a lot to prove, and yeah, and then all of a sudden I was on the bench again, and it was tough, like it was a really tough year for me, on court and off court, and for us as well, like, but I definitely remember at this point, I was probably insane. Yeah, definitely, because it was just I couldn't get my head around it, and I couldn't quite figure out how to deal with it, and it was definitely a really big challenge for me to kind of overcome, and I wasn't enjoying a single part of it, and we decided, or Damien really decided, that we had to find a way to like overcome or to deal with it. So I wasn't, because these guys definitely copped the worst of it.
Yeah, but it was, you said it's you were so driven to come back that you thought that you were going from A to B, and I think along that process, and I guess coming out of having a baby, and I just put it down to the fact that she forgot that it does look like that. That's all it was, right? And because she came up against this huge roadblock, we had a discussion around controllables and uncontrollables, right? Like, you can't control the coach or the hierarchy of the management, or, you know, but you can control you. And so I recall her coming home halfway through the season, and I had retired the year before, so I was like, "Oh, I'm done. You know, I'll look after Ocean. We're good. Like, go do your thing." You know, and then she came home and she was in absolute just a wreck. She was crying at the dinner table, and she just said, "I've had enough. Like, I can't do any more." So we had that discussion around those two things, and then I said to her, "So what are you going to do? Who do you control?" And I remember her asking her the question first, what do you control? And she said, "Nothing. I don't control anything." And I was like, "Okay, cool. Okay, so let's try again."
I'm getting hot.
What don't you have control of? You know, so we talked about that. Like, what don't you have control of? And she was like, "I don't know. I just don't, I don't control anything at the moment. I don't know." And I said to her, and then I said, so we went through the question again, and she was like, "I can't control what they do." And I said, "Yeah, you can't, So it came down, cut a long story short, she came to the realization on her own, that
with help,
I control what I do. And so I said to her, "So this is it. You put yourself in the best bloody position, best physical shape, so that they cannot choose you. They cannot, they can't not put you on, because you're doing it, And I tell the story to people that I, not this full story, but I tell the kids. I remember her, so they were on the yo-yo, right? She would run an extra couple of meters on the yo-yo, right? And I said to her, "That's crazy." But the coaches saw it, and she was running an extra length or like an extra few, whatever it is. And that was her way of going, cool. And when she went to the gym, she was trying to lift more and do a few more reps, And I think after she put these things in place, she knew, and they could they couldn't not put her on at the business end of the season. And it was a real cool lesson for us to go through because that piece of, and you've heard it before, the coach is a dickhead. He doesn't like me, he's got his favorites. And it's, well, have you actually looked at yourself and actually thought, have I put myself in the best position so the coach will then choose me? Because if you haven't, hey, that's on you. You got to figure out a way. So proud of her because she did that. And then, man, from that's 2018. Fast forward the clock, bro. And it's pretty crazy.
Exactly.